I'm not your fucking global retard. Okay, well here. Let me share the knowledge I know about covert missions and or with a verse subject matter of terror cells. And then these dumbasses fucking wolfpack nothing of these fucking criminals represented at me. Well, a covert mission simply means we'll help, but we're not going to get caught. We're not going to get in trouble. We'll be watching. We'll be watching and doing stuff about what's going on. It's a covert mission. Okay? So, and then there's terror cells. What's a terror cell? A terror cell is different than organized attacks in that they have a mission. And then they try to blend in to the area they've been assigned to. Okay? And then from there, they have a plan to do whatever they're doing. Do the crimes they're doing and complete their criminal mission. Okay, but usually with a terror cell, it's like a covert mission, very much. It pretty much is a covert mission, because they don't want the terror cell, who is just like, they threw it out there. Kind of like a suicide mission. Go cause some terror. And they don't want what they're doing to get linked back to the important people. Okay? So that's why they are a covert mission. Because that's why these people pray to the cell tower and do represented things that they're busted out. Because they can't get those phone calls and messengers linked back to the people who hired them. It's a covert mission, but they don't want the link back. Okay, that's what I know about terror cells. And then what do I know about military with the covert mission and how it is like a terror cell, only it's military. In a lot of situations, the enemies have technology that can do what? It's just like the terror cells, they can trace the callback. Only this time, it's not really important about who it is, because they already know who the fuck it is. This time, it's to not give away the position of the army group that's inside on the attack. So it's almost like reverse. Okay, because if they send those signals out, the enemy can pick up with things like radar sonar and such. They can see those signals and it will give away the Army's position. And then they can do a strike on them once they locate them. So that's how it's opposite. Okay. So that's what I know about it. For your FYI.
is like common sense stuff that I would think most people know. Maybe not. Well, I was born in the 70s. I grew up in the 80s. And, I watched a ton of action movies. Okay? Everything from Chuck Norris, Delta Force, Rambo with Sylvester Stallone, the Dolph Lundgren movies, the Steven Seagal, all those old, like, just action movies. And even though they were fake, they, they had a theme, a point to their movies. Okay? And then besides all those action movies, and such, and I watched a lot of, just growing up, I always watched documentaries of military stuff. I don't know, it was just on and I would watch them. Everything about old history wars to modern and then older weaponries used and tactics. And even like, again with the movies, is like I learned about clicks and sniper scopes, how the magnification represents a distance. And I learned that in the movie Sniper. That was like the thing. Was like a click is so far. They had the spot man, like a scout spot man, and then the sniper taking the shot. And that whole movie, like, that was the theme. So, like, I'm pretty sure a lot of people have seen a lot of these movies and documentaries and are history buffs like me. And now on social media, it's like crazy. I know you have to pick your own sites, but the stuff I'm getting is like, that I've clicked on is some major, it's almost getting into legal espionage. And so, of course, the USA has the First Amendment, which allows broadcasts about other countries and stuff. And, it has a lot of these secrets in there. So, I've known this stuff is like common sense to me. And even on the crime scene, same thing. I watched a lot of 21 Jump Street, Miami Vice, even things like Knight Rider, all those criminal law movies, Cops, the Judge stuff, even Police Gone Wild, or Criminals Gone Wild. All this stuff is on TV and social media, where it's like, oh gosh, yeah, I know about every hustle in the book, every trick there is. But that's only to a point. That's declassified. There's a whole lot out there that is classified that I don't know about, but I've got a whole lot of hints about. And it would maybe be considered espionage if I did know. But, the hints they give are ambiguous. And then, of course, I invented everything. So, I just have to find what they used. But I don't know everything that they stipulated on and used. I'm the existential designer. There's elaborators and decorators and editors. And then, like there's AF and AL, which is AF is research and development. That's the character Rad. And AL is the science successor. And, a lot of it is off my word source, but also with that, the word source, like AF would be like there, and then the top square is AL. Of course, a lot of people say, Africa, Australia on that. But that is the character directly after the different racial groups, and then the last character. But, the whole thing with that is, the ACs, the Caucasians, are calling them all. And they want to keep it up with the Native Americans calling them Indians. Why do they do that? Because of the Indians are known for AD and the bow stuff, and then the crossbow stuff. But the Caucasians really want that AL, that spear, because they're calling them all. And that's why they keep it up with calling Native Americans Indians, for their benefit. And then they have, like, Canada. But, that's from ancient weaponry, and then however, the different racial groups versus the fact that it's one race of humans, and like no duh, at this point everybody's going to be using everything. The USA calls it foreign material exploitation. Other countries call it other stuff, but it's really re-engineering. Okay, where you take the plans you've seen from your enemy or your allies, and you design your own concept on it. Okay. The main thing a lot of people are saying is cultural appropriation. That means we don't want you to have used them. A lot of the different racial groups in the USA kind of fling that around and such. And then, on the government level, they're like, that's espionage, that's IP piracy. But there ain't much they can do besides negotiations and having their secrets secured. And laws about espionage and stuff in their own country. So, yeah.